Hey, Chris Liepe here with a fun test and a way to help you dial in your pitch accuracy. Whether you feel like you struggle with maintaining pitch, or whether sometimes in certain environments you struggle to hear yourself well enough to make sure you're on pitch, this drill, this exercise or test, is going to help you listen to your own voice better by combining feel with visual stimulation or visual feedback. And we're just going to sing into a tuner and then watch what our voice does. We're going to do it first with context, so to a backing track, and then we're going to try it without context. Both are valid, and I'll explain and kind of talk us through the whole thing. Now, you don't need an elaborate setup like this in order to do what I'm showing you. All you need is an app on your phone and watch it and sing into it, or any sort of tuner with a mic. I'm using a Waves plugin inside of Pro Tools for my tuner. I've got it set to 440, and I've got it set to chromatic, so it picks up whatever note I'm singing. And I like to have headphones on so that I hear the feedback through the mic. Not feedback as in, ooh, but feedback as in the sound of my own voice. And plus, it helps me hear the track. Now, when you're doing this on your own, if you're using a phone, app, or whatever, you're still going to be using headphones to hear whatever track you're doing. Just make sure you're using open-ear headphones, not plugged up earphones, so that you can still hear the quality of your voice well. So I'd recommend using earbuds or something like that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to play the beginning of this track. This is in C. And then with that, I'm going to talk a little bit, and then I'm going to practice singing the C. And I'm just going to look at what the tuner does. If I'm sharp, if I'm flat, I'm going to make subtle adjustments in my own voice to nail that pitch. And I'm going to do so without tensing up. That's the drill. Using your ear, practicing singing without tension. Now I've sung, so I've kind of lost that, or I've talked, so I've lost that pitch a little bit. You can see I was a little flat. You can also hear that I start to sort of shake when I'm trying to dial in that pitch because I'm trying to make these real fine movements. These are all things that I do sometimes when I'm singing without really thinking about it or for other reasons. And so it's good for me to be in this environment and hone in on that pitch and take special note of what my voice is doing as I'm trying to adjust for pitch. I'm going to add a little bit more support to that note. Notice as I add more support, my pitch consistency gets better. Vibrato. It's fun to see a vibrato on a tuner. Let's try a different pitch. E. See how close I am there. Ooh, I'm sharp when I go down the octave. That was better. Sharp there. I tend to go sharp when I'm unsure of where that pitch is. Let's go to G. So this is E, G, all over the place. Let's see if I can hone that in without ruining the sound of the note. Yeah, sharp, 40 cents sharp. I tend to do that once I start getting into my upper belt. I tend to go sharp. That's better. I could feel myself tensing up when I was trying to bring the pitch up to that needle. And so I need to flush that tension, make sure I'm pushing from my support system, and try again. What's interesting is a lot of times I don't feel myself tensing up when I am trying to get down to the pitch, but when I'm trying to get up to the pitch, I do tense up. This is a huge case, and I've said this before in other lessons, for thinking down on pitch. Just no matter how experienced you think you are, or no matter how easily you think you can hit that note, when you think up to a pitch, you almost always introduce tension. I'm going to try to sing that triad. Yeah. Let's take it back to the tuner and see how I'm doing. Yeah. Yeah. A little sharp. Yeah. The other thing that's interesting is I know by looking at this that my vibrato tends to pull my voice sharp. This is true of a lot of singers, but it's kind of fun to see what it's doing and to be conscious of, well, how many cents is my vibrato? Oh, it's about a 40-cent variance. Kind of cool. All right, let's take this to the track and just see how my pitch does with improvising, doing triads and scalier things over this basic track. A lot of times, I have an easier time maintaining good pitch when I'm in my head resonance. Try to be extra direct with those pitches. How fast can that tuner be? How accurate can I be? And this is also kind of cool for when you're recording your voice, making observations. Sometimes on a vibrato there, if I hit the C, if I go to that C and I'm open and I'm using vibrato, sometimes the tuner is registering at C sharp. Well, other things will register your pitch. Like if you're graphing your pitch when you're recording and it sounds okay, but it says, it's at a C sharp, leave it alone, right? So try this for yourself and see how you do. And listen to what happens when you adjust to a visual representation of your pitch. Feel what happens when you try to correct for it. It's a really fun drill to do. We'll see you for more.